Good evening. Welcome to my living room. And this is the English version. I already did a Hebrew version of the New York bestseller Essentialism by Greg Mckeown. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to do a new way of reading. I'm just going to flip through. I haven't read everything, but that's the whole point. The disciplined pursuit of less. So what you do is you go over the chapters and you see the quotes, and then there's always a tablet that describes. You see the energy gets divided or the energy gets focused, and this is basically you use your visual cues. So you look at the beautiful quotes. We start with Chinese or Asian. The wisdom of life consists in eliminating the non-essential. So this is very, very in fashion now. Less is more. And now you have the visual cue. You see, balagan, as we say in Hebrew, mess or this. Non-essential is things, all things to all people. I have to. Important. Less but better. I choose to. Only a few things really matter. What are the trade-offs? Then what does he do? The undisciplined pursuit reacts to what's most pressing, says yes to people without really thinking, tries to force execution at the last minute. The disciplined pursuit of less pauses to discern what really matters, says no to everything except the essential, removes obstacles to make execution easier. Lives a life that does not satisfy, takes on too much, work suffers. Feels out of control, unsure whether the right things get done, feels overwhelmed and exhausted. Lives a life that really matters, chooses carefully in order to do great work. Feels in control, gets the right thing done, experiences joy in a journey. I have criticism of that. I don't think it's that easy or that black and white. If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. Okay, so you always have what you want to strive for and what is the visual cues, right thing, right time, highest contribution. Maybe I didn't understand it, but I think that he has this model that's supposed to be right for everybody. So it is the ability to choose which makes us human. Great. So, and then you have a horrible experiment with dogs, learned helplessness. So if dog gets electrical shock, this is an actual experiment that was conducted by a horrible psychologist called Seligman, is it? That later on we can understand why started to study positive psychology, optimism, because he was so depressed with what he did to animals. The ability to choose cannot be taken away or even given away. It can only be forgotten. This is deep, so think about it, right? So you have dogs. One gets a shock, but he can do something about it. There's a gate that opens. And another one just gets intermittent electrical shocks and he can't do anything about his situation. And another dog doesn't get shock. So the dog that can do something, or the one who doesn't get shocked, they're fine. The one who is suffering is the one who gets all the time shocks and cannot control his situation. And he learns that he concludes he cannot do anything about his situation. This is true for people who have been abused. So this is why they feel the way they are, because they learn that no matter what they do, the result is still the same. So how to undo that? Quite difficult, I would say. Lots of therapy. Non-essentialist, I have to. Forfeits the right to choose. I choose to exercise the power of choice. Sorry, but you need a lot of therapy sometimes to move from this to this. For being helpless, to say, I can choose. Discern. The unimportance of practically everything. Ooh, that is tough. Most of what exists has little value. Wow. I can't even get into that now. An essentialist thinks almost everything is non-essential. Strategy is about making choices, trade-offs. It's about deliberately choosing to be different. Thinks almost everything is non-essential. Okay, is this right for everybody? We can try to avoid the reality of trade-offs. We can't escape them. So I'm focusing on this. What is the trade-off I want to make? What can I go big on? How can we discern the trivial many from the vital few? Without great solitude, no serious work is possible. So we got Picasso. What does Picasso have to do with business strategies? I would say 0. But he says nothing. He says differently. It's too busy think about it. Create space to escape and explore life. Well, not everybody can. In order to have focus, we need to escape to focus. I agree. That's how I live. But sometimes I find the escape better than life. What really matters? Where is the knowledge we have lost in information? That's a big one. What is knowledge and what is information? And think about it. Okay, take a time to think about this one. Pause and think. What is actually the difference between knowledge and information? I will say what I think. Information doesn't involve the higher apparatuses of the brain, awareness, higher thinking. Information is just really automatic, more automatic thinking. What I think. Anyway, no one pays attention to the loudest voice, hears everything being said, is overwhelmed by all the information. That's me, and that's what I want to be. Pays attention to the signal in the noise, hears what is not being said, scans to find the essence of the information. Bingo, bingo, bingo. This is the most important point of the book. Scanning information. This is what you teach also when you teach in English how to read articles. I love this chapter. A little nonsense now and then is cherished by the wisest men. Absolutely. And nose play is essential. Nose play sparks exploration. If you've ever seen Google, that's what they do. Play doesn't just help us to explore, it is essential. Sleep. I love this one. Each night when I go to sleep, I die, and the next morning when I wake up, I'm reborn. Do not read this before you go to sleep because it's scary. Think you die. But there's some truth in it. So here we have, let's focus on the essentialist. 1 hour more of sleep. It's a priority. Sleep is important. You see these girls? They have a lot of energy because they sleep a lot. Have you noticed that? And there's another sleeper there. Sam, the cat. He has so much energy because he sleeps a lot. But then some people say, I read 23 hours a day? Can that be? No. We take long walks. That's not true. Our highest priority is to protect our ability to prioritize. Select. An inner process stands in need of outer criteria. That's deep. So here we're talking about say yes to only top 10% of opportunities. Oh, I don't have that many opportunities. Use narrow, explicit criteria like, is this exactly what I'm looking for? If it isn't a clear yes, then it is a clear no. I don't know. So you've got here opportunity. But I definitely agree that if you hesitate, think about why. Eliminate. How can we cut out the trivial many? Clarify. To follow without halt one aim, there is the secret to success. Again, a ballet dancer, do you really think the world of dance can be applied to business and other fields? Question mark. Mission statements. They give you an exercise. Clarity. Vision, essential intent. Has a strategy that is concrete and inspirational, has an intent that is both meaningful and memorable, makes one decision that eliminates 1,000 later decisions. This one has a vague general vision, has concrete quarterly objectives, but ones that fail to energize or inspire. Has a value set, but no guiding principles. Yeah, but not everybody can be like a spiritual leader. Ernest Hemingway, if you live his life, you're not going to end up well. Courage is grace under pressure. Again, a novelist, business, I don't know, but it's a good quote. Again, dare to say no. Say yes only to the things really matter. Yes, we can learn that from you guys. Ooh, ooh. Win big by cutting your losses. Half the trouble of this life can be traced to saying yes too quickly and not saying no soon enough. Wow, is this something I need? I would like to have this tattooed because mostly they tell you the opposite. If I were already investing in this project, how much would I invest in now? Comfortable with cutting losses? Yes. Don't be afraid to divorce, to cut people out of your life that are bad for you, etc., etc. I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free. Again, the world of sculpture applied to business, which means eliminate, eliminate, eliminate. Things about making things better, subtracting. This is a good one. If you have a hard time deciding things, Latin root of the word decision, cis or sid, literally means to cut out or kill. Yeah, I know. That's why I have a hard time making decisions. I have a problem with killing. Limit. No is a complete sentence. Say no. Knows that if you have limits, you will become limitless. Sees boundaries as liberating. Sets rules in advance that eliminate the need for a direct no. And what does he say? Things that if you have limits, you will be limited. Sees boundaries as constraining. Exert effort attempting to erect no. Yes, I agree with this. Limits, as Robert Frost said, walls make good neighbors. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rules ahead of time. That's what I do when I am with little kids. I give them the rules. Execute. How can we make doing the vital few things almost effortless? Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Well, again, I don't like the idea of chopping trees, but I get the idea. Prepare. Builds in a buffer for unexpected events. Practices extreme and early preparation. So, yeah. Subtract. To attain knowledge and things every day. To attain wisdom, subtract things every day. Absolutely. But don't forget to call your mom. Removes obstacle to progress, brings forth more. An essentialist produces more. And so more by removing more instead of doing more. That's good. No, don't just do. But as we say in Hebrew, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila, think before you do. Think before you leap. Every day do something that will inch you closer to a better tomorrow. That's pretty vague. Start small and get big results. Celebrate small acts of progress. I do. I try. Give yourself a pat on the back. Routine is an intelligent man. An intelligent man is a sign of ambition. You need to have the right routines. Design a routine that enshrines what is essential, making execution almost effortless. Make the essential the default position. What does a non-essentialist do? Tries to execute by force. Yeah, absolutely. This is deep, deep. I really need to read this again. Everything that seemed vague to me, I'm going to read. Overhaul your triggers. Whether it's to eat less junk food. But when we try, we find that changing even the simplest, tiniest habit is amazingly disturbing and hard. Why is it so difficult to change habits? The power of habits. Charles Duhigg said, in the last 15 years, we learned how habits work and how they can be changed. Scientists have explained that every habit is made up of a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is triggers to tell your brain to go into automatic mode. There's the routine, that behavior. It can be physical or emotional. Finally, there is a reward which helps your brain figure out if it's worth remembering for the future. Over time, this loop becomes more automatic as the cue and reward becomes neurologically intertwined. If we want to change our routine, we don't really need to change the behavior. Rather, we need to find the cue that's triggering. Find a way to associate your same cue with something that is essential. If the bakery you pass triggers you to pick up a donut, next time pass by, remind you to pick up a salad from the deli across the street. If your alarm clock going off in the morning triggers you to check your email, use this to get up and read instead. Oh, that's good. Overcoming the temptation to stop the bakery or check will be difficult, but each time you will execute a new behavior, pick up the salad, strengthen the link in your brain between the cue and the new behavior. Soon you'll be subconsciously, automatically performing the new routine. I'm going to try it out tomorrow's yoga because I do check my email in the morning. Focus. Life is available only in the present moment. If you abandon the present moment, you cannot live the moment of your daily life deeply. Again, this guy is amazing. I love him. He passed away recently, Vietnamese monk. Not exactly a life that most of us will be living. Mind is focused in the present, tunes into what's important now. Mind is spitting out in the past, worries about the future, stress about the past. Not that easy. We're not dogs. We're not dogs. B. Beware the bareness of a busy life. This was thousands of years ago, and it's like yesterday. All these visual cues. Essentialist. Living in the center. As these ideas become emotionally true, they take on the power to change you. Absolutely, through emotions, we can choose. This book is great. I love it. I just think that it's not really applicable to everybody because we are different. Leadership Essentials. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. I do doubt it because I see a lot of fascists take over. So we have here a tablet. Less is better. Listens to get what is essential. I realize it's like reading a book. You need to scan. Now I'm going to read a quote, and you look at him, and then you guess who loves. And it's like yeah. Well, I'm going to read the quote and see what famous person likes this. Out of all virtues, simplicity is the most favorable virtue, so much that I tend to believe that simplicity can solve most of the problems, personal as well as the world problems. If the life approach is simple, one need not lie so frequently, nor quarrel, nor steal, nor envy, anger, abuse, kill. Everyone will have enough and plenty, so need not hoard, speculate, gamble, hate. When character is beautiful, you are beautiful. That is the beauty of simplicity. Indeed, that is the beauty of leading as an essentialist. And this is a woman who won Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Ella Bhatt, a much beloved, one of Hillary Clinton's personal heroines. Hillary Clinton is not a heroine of mine. Maybe because I don't see the connection. But I don't want to be negative. Let's focus on the good. Simplicity is good. It's just that Hillary Clinton is the last person I think of as living a simple life. Sorry, I just have to laugh. Nor do I think a person that studied in Stanford ever lived a simple life, right, Shelby? So you see these sandals? That's the simple life. Gandhi, that's the simple life. Him, not really a simple life. Even if he changes his Ferrari for a Volkswagen, he still is not going to be a person who really, truly lives a simple life. Gandhi, all these examples he quotes, those are people that aren't business people. And there are people that probably I wouldn't recommend them as role models. I'm surprised he didn't quote Vincent van Gogh. He quoted people that actually had suffered a lot in their life, like Ernest Hemingway, a lot of mental problems. Pablo Picasso, well, how many Pablo Picassos are there? And this book is supposed to be a bestseller. That means a lot of people have read it. But you have to understand all these self-help books, they try to say, oh, this is good for everybody. And I tend to think, sorry, but we are individuals too. And we're not all business people. And sometimes people like me read these books because we seek a formula. Because like me, the way I live now is different than what I was going to be. I was living a life geared towards science and logic, and now I'm completely the opposite. the arts and the mysticism and the intuitive, which is maybe not that different if we have a bridge like Carl Jung. But you know what? I don't know if I could watch the TED Talk now, because it's good if you're a business person, maybe. But you know what? I'm thinking if you're in a business environment, if you come into a team and people think differently, I think it would be difficult to apply these principles. You have to work for someone who's like Steve Jobs or Google, maybe. So, anyway, thank you for following 20 minutes of this. And this is the book. And you can also follow his website. And you don't have to buy the book. Where is the website? www. I think it's right in the front. It's kind of nice that you don't have to buy the book, because books they take space. So it's www. Where is it? I'm not thinking essentialist. Somewhere there's this website. Sorry, I didn't do the work. I didn't prepare my homework. So I want to see Silicon Valley. I see that and I'm like blind. Where is that website? Should be. I saw it somewhere. Must be on the cover. Ah, yeah. So silly. You see, www.gregmckeown.com. Also available as an ebook and an audio from Random House. I am not getting any money from this man. You're very smart, but you know what? He's on Linked, he's on Business Harvard Review. Oh God, all I have to hear is MBA, and I'm like, I can't see. So just so you know, if you're a ballerina or you want to be a ballerina, I'm not sure if it's the same to be a business person and to be Picasso and to be Ernest Hemingway. But I think in generally speaking, all generalizations are wrong. However, you definitely need to get rid of things that don't make you happy in life. And I'm saying it as a person who's more interested in the emotional and the personal. Get rid of things that don't make you happy. Get rid of things that stand in your way. It's easier when you get older because you get a more bird's eye point of view, hopefully. Not everyone, but a lot of people, when they get older, they think, well, what have I got to lose? And then they take the leap of faith, which is what this book is all about. Letting go. At the moment, I have to let go of books which make me feel happy. But like you said, change the whole, like if you have this bad habit, how to change it. Then change the reward, and then you'll change the habits. And I think I'm going to work on changing some bad habits, especially getting up to internet. I'm going to get up to yoga from now on. So I'm going to let you know how that worked for me. And why don't you write in the comment if you've read this, if you've listened to this for me, this little talk by me. It's going to be 24 minutes. I'm going to end it nicely. Write a comment. How did you change a habit? How did this book, this information help you? Peace, light, and love from us. And let's finish with this, because these guys are what matters to me. And little Mr. Samuel B. Cat over there destroyed my couch, but I love him. So what is essential to you? I would love to hear from you. Peace, light, and love.